Good morning, it is May 6th, and as you might be able to hear, I'm feeling a little bit better. Thanks for the messages and the lovely notes. It did make a difference, so I appreciate it. This morning on my way in, I really was thinking about editors and people in the creative field that aren't currently working because everything has just gone to a grinding halt. And I get that budgets have disappeared, and I get that things kind of are stopping on all fronts. But the question is who were the brands that stayed in touch and communicated with their customers the best during this time? And I think it's those companies that were communicating really well and were on the ball when things weren't going well, that customers will remember that. And when spending comes back and when booking comes back, they're going to be the first port of call. So I called up a couple of editors and a good friend of mine, Nicole Everly, who's done some work with me in the past. I wanted to get her on the phone and have a quick chit chat. So here it is.
I'm Nicole and I'm a video editor.
And where can I find some of your work?
On my Vimeo page. It's vimeo.com/nevely.
It's crazy to think that all of the editors that I've ever worked with across London, the UK, the world are sitting at their homes and everybody's pulled the plug on all the projects. When there's still little things you can do. I mean, whether you're, talking about big budgets or not. There could be budget somewhere to funnel into keeping your creatives, going as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure at this time, everyone realizes, that like all the budgets have kind of been slashed a bit, so I'm sure everyone's kind of a little bit more open to sort of, new ways of like working and stuff as well.
Our position might be a better position to help facilitate those ideas. So maybe a team might be stuck in like, what can I actually do? But the real answer is pick up the phone, call some of the creatives you've worked with in the past, or call a production company you've worked with, and they should be able to help navigate that for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Another client was saying to me that that's kind of what he's been doing as well. He's been calling all his old clients and his old contacts, and not, saying, oh, have you got any work for me? He's saying, is there anything that I can help you with at the moment?
The relationship thing, obviously for me, I think the relationship is the most valuable asset that you can possibly have with anybody, because even if maybe they get redundant or they leave, then that's a whole new company you could work with. And I think as editors and production companies, that happens all the time. So people leave and they scoot around, and then somebody goes, we need some videos done. We need an editor. And you go, oh, I remember that editor from that last job I had. And then that translates into more work. So building those relationships is critical, especially now when people are feeling low, that they can't accomplish anything with any budget that they don't have. So now's the time to knock on the door and say, I can help you with that.
That's so true. Yeah. I mean, really, pretty much most of my work in the last 5-6 years has all come from clients that I've worked with, or clients that I've worked with maybe in like a full-time job in the past, like years ago, now they're like working somewhere else, and, I've gone freelance, and I, just like all sorts of people that you meet on shoots, or they're kind of all people that I'm still working with, and that's all been just through people that I've met or like word of mouth. And like now is the time to really like really kind of like chat to people again and just say, hey, I'm here, just to let them know that you're kind of like still out there.
Yeah, and I mean, you're a lovely human being, so it makes it a little bit easier to do that. We talked a little bit before we jumped on this thing about you decided to take on your greatest fear, which you've talked about a little about your show. But why is it important to do that sort of stuff? Why is it important to kind of face your fears head on?
Yeah, the thought of doing like a radio show just basically fills me with like absolute dreads. And so I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to kind of like face the fear. And I think it just gives you like that confidence to kind of think, yeah, I actually can do this, and especially, when you get, really nice, got some really amazing feedback, from people, just saying, oh wow, like that was really great, like I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I think you just have to put yourself out there, because like nothing's going to happen if you don't. And also, like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, I stutter on the radio. I mean, who even cares? Like, it's just, like, you just
Nobody cares.
Exactly, like nobody cares. And you just have to put yourself out there, because life's kind of too short to not. So if you've got like an idea, or if you've got like a little bit of a dream, or if but you're too kind of scared because of the fear. And obviously, I mean, kind of like everyone has like a little bit of fear, especially kind of like of self-doubt. But you just kind of have to like override it and just kind of just sort of just like do it, really. Because like I say, kind of what's the worst that can happen? And actually, out of that, I've been learning all these new skills, and it could be something that kind of like helps me in the future.
100%. I mean, I think that's pretty much everybody's biggest fear, and I think you hit the nail on the head. It's like, you just got to do it, because the reality is what is it worse to regret it, or to maybe figure out that it didn't work, or that it did work, or you get a lot of love from people that and reconnect, and awesome.
Kind of thing with me is that, like not doing stuff because you're scared that it's going to be a bit shit. It's like, well, the first time you do something, it is probably going to be a bit shit, and you're going to like make mistakes and stuff, but that's how you learn. And it's just trying to get over the hurdle of being like, the first time I do something, it might not be that great, but then the next time you do it, it's going to be like a bit, even, you'll learn from that, and it'll get better. And then the next time you do it, it's going to be like even better. So you just have to start. You just have to like make a start.
But I think a lot of people that are young are fearful of not like making the best video, or not taking the best photograph, or not doing it perfect. But that's the nature of the beast. You shouldn't be perfect from the get-go. I mean, that's great if you are, but I'm not. So I enjoy the learning process, and I'm learning more and more this week, over the past week and a half, how much I do love learning, because I kind of sidelined it. Because you get so busy. You get so busy that you just don't. I'm not going to steal any more of your time. Thank you so much for having a quick chit chat. I mean, we haven't talked in years. But it's nice to see your face, and nice to hear your voice and hear what you're up to. It was really great to reconnect. I mean, I haven't spoken to Nicole in, I'd say, 18 months to 2 years. And what was supposed to be a 10-minute phone call turned into an hour-long conversation, which was great. And I think that just tapping back in to people. And I mean, as I said in that first podcast, there's a lot of context in there, so I've got a lot of calls to make. But it's, it's refreshing to be reminded of all the wonderful people that you've had in your life and that you've worked with. And just thinking about how incredibly fortunate I am to be able to work in such a fun industry where we get to meet some pretty cool people. So thanks, Nicole, for the quick chit chat. And if you guys are out there and you're needing some content and you need to repurp some of that, and you need some fresh ideas, give us a buzz. We're here. Have a great day. Pick up the phone, make a phone call. All right, and we're cutting.
Okay.
Hold on, let me just do this.
Oh
Oh my goodness, the big clapper board.